So I've been working for ballpark, 12 years now. And I think the general trend is the longer you work, the more specialized you become. And the more specialized you become, the harder it is for you to move to a different area.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
I think it's important early in your career to find what you want to do, and then progress in that. My strategy, because I didn't really know what I wanted, was to pick up different skill sets and not specialize too far down one direction, so that if I wanted to move to another area, I could. And also, I think that helps with getting a broader set of skills, which is usually very useful when you want to progress into a management or senior management role.
Sure. Actually, that sounds like a really smart way about it, actually. So when you say not too specialized, sort of how many years are you looking, or months in a specific role before changing?
So my first role, I spent 5 years.
Right.
And then the next company, I spent 2 years, and the following company, 5 years.
Right.
Total 12 years.
So to me, 5 years in a single spot. Did you move around in the 5 years, or?
So there was progression.
Yep.
I got promoted, but it's still in the same area.
Right.
So the skill set and understanding of how that business works, still sort of the same thing, even though you're doing a different thing within that.
Gotcha.
That area.
All right. So 5 years and 2 years and then 5 years. So, and obviously even just that will already give you a very, a wide range of experience. Yeah.
So now I know how a bank works internally, which is just like a maze to anyone outside of the bank. I know how a consultant works. And I know how an investment firm works.
Wow.
Which is important if I ever get poached into a small company and we have to interact with a bank or an investment firm or with a consultant. I know how to pull the strings to get what I want from the other side, because I know what happens behind the phone calls I make.
Yep.
So it's important.
Fantastic. All right, because I mean, for me, before I even had this conversation, I mean, I've been talking to you for forever, and obviously, when we're with our mates and stuff, we're not going to sit down and talk to this level of detail about this thing. So, it's actually really cool that this sort of stuff is being explained to someone, because it's very rare. Because I don't know, many of us people who don't work in the financial industry, the moment we start hearing like these key finance, basically like commodities, risk, exposure, hedge funds, our brains just switch off and we're like, no idea. But the fact that we could delve into that a little bit more and make a bit of sense of it, that actually is very cool. All right, so okay, cool. So obviously risk management has been your thing. Now, and here's the problem when we talk to people, especially when we're trying to work out what we want to do for a career. You hear all these generic terms, and risk management being one of those. It's obviously you've sort of explained what that means a little bit more. But then if we take that a step further, risk analysis, what is that? Is that reading reports? Is that doing maths? Is that talking to people? What actually is risk analysis?
So there's different ways
for you in your context.
Well, there are heaps of different types. And so there are risk guys who just sit and deal with numbers all day. And then there are risk guys who just talk to you and do no numbers. In mine, it's sort of a mix, where I have to talk to someone, try and understand what the risk is for that particular company. And then try and find a solution with the products that my bank has to solve that problem.
Wow. So that's actually, to me, that sounds like a very, like you said, a very niche role where you need the technical skills. When I say technical, the number skills, plus you need to be able to speak with the sales guys and stuff. Yeah.
So it's not just the sales guys. We'll also speak to the client. So we also have to sell the solution to the client and then educate them if they need to understand. Right. So it's so the technical skills I feel like I've built up over the initial parts of my career, and the soft skills are coming in now because once you have the technicals, it's not enough. You still have to communicate your solution effectively.
Yep. Right. Because, I mean, I know, and for those of you who are listening, I know for a fact that, I mean, Dennis's, say, math is just crazy awesome. Like, he's very strong at math. And hence I asked the question, because I was just wondering, because I know when it comes to logic and sort of mathematical problem solving and stuff, I mean, that's Dennis's bread and butter, so to speak. So just wondering, do you use a lot of those mathematical skills in your risk analysis?
Yep.
It sounds like you do.
Yeah. So I find that part easy.
Right.
Other people, not as much.
Right.
But that part is easy for me. So, and I've built technical skills usually get built over the first 5 or so years in your career.
Right.
And then post that, they say soft skills are far more important.
Right.
So I think it's once you get into roles like mine, it's a given that you have to be able to do all that mathematical stuff, use a spreadsheet, build a model.
Actually, that's a good point. So a lot of your math, are we talking scribbling formulas and stuff on a piece of paper, or is it all done in Excel or something else?
It's mostly done in Excel. Sometimes when I brainstorm, I start writing stuff on a notepad, but mostly in Excel. But you still need some good fundamental understanding of mathematics to do. Let's say you want to build a model to run a simulation.
Right.
You still need to be able to build something and build in formulas or macros to run a simulation in Excel.
Right.
And then if you want that simulation to have some sort of distribution, I'm talking massive, but if you want a normal distribution, you must know how to create that in Excel.
Right. So obviously Microsoft Excel skills are just fundamental to I think it's not only your role, I guess, but in across the financial industry, every person I talk to, Excel always somehow comes into the conversation. So all right, excellent.